Hi, my name is Kandice and this is the story of my life. So growing up was far from easy. I grew up with a single mother with 4 children. She had her first child when she was 18 years old. My mom was a drug abuser and my dad was a criminal, but he wasn't really involved with our life. He was just kind of did his own thing and always in and out of prison. But my mom kind of took care of us. Well, really the foster system took care of us. We were in and out of foster care our whole life. My mom depended on welfare for just about anything, really, just food stamps and Section 8, which just helps you get housing. Yeah, we moved out here to Southern California when I was about 7 years old, but my mom has kind of always been very argumentative and got kicked out of, numerous shelters. We slept in alleys, we slept in parking lots of Denny's or AutoZone, very random places. My mom would try calling shelters at a payphone the next morning and see if they would take us in, and we actually ended up in Pasadena, and the first shelter we stayed in was Haven House, and that's a domestic violence family shelter. So we stayed there, and it was a little house. My mom obviously got us kicked out again and we made our way down to Union Station homeless shelter, and we stayed there for a while. I attended school nearby with my brother and sister, got kicked out of there again. Eventually, my brother and sister and I got put back into the foster system and stayed in and out for a couple of years, and then my mom got us back. I don't know how. She was just always really high on meth and heroin and speed. I kind of only knew God to go to Him when I need something, not follow Him and live in a way that glorifies Him. So I look back at my life and I'm I can see God's hand in favor over me. My dad actually kidnapped my brother and he took him away from us, and I didn't see him for a good 2 years. And my mom and sister and I were just homeless, and we were sleeping out on a bench at midnight. I don't even know where we were. I just remember being cold, hungry, and tired. And then eventually we got this 3-bedroom apartment. My sister was living there with me, and we went to school, the same school actually. When we were living in the homeless shelter, we went to the same place. And I remember my mom kind of teasing us. She would say oh, your brother, he's gonna return home with us. And so sorry, I don't want to cry, but my sister and I would make a, sorry, I don't want to ruin the video.
It's okay, no, we're fine. It's okay, do you want to stop?
Would make a poster for my brother coming home saying welcome home, Keith. Then he wouldn't show up, and we'd have to tear down the sign. And so I didn't really grow up with my brother. My mom was dating this guy who was in a relationship, and he would break into our house, that same house that was with Section 8, and kind of threaten us, I'm gonna kill you guys, I'm gonna kill your mom, and he would abuse my mom. And then she actually the night before kind of knew he was coming and gave my sister this small Nokia phone, when those were cool, but and said Mike is probably gonna come in in the middle of the night, and I want you guys, if you guys hear any screaming or yelling or banging, to call the police and just tell them our address and say to hurry up. So he kept his word of whatever he told her, and so he was hitting her, and he broke a mirror, and she was bleeding. He busted her lip, and so the cops came and he got arrested, obviously. And shortly after that, we got evicted from that house because my mom, I guess, wasn't paying the other half of the Section 8, and then the police arrested my mom. So then they sent us to the foster home all the way in Hemet, and we stayed there maybe about a year. We actually met these people at this homeless outreach park when we were staying at that one apartment, and they kind of just really, I remember being so young, and they would give a Bible study, and then they tried to get connected with my mom and help my mom get back on her feet. And then my sister and I and my brother, we all moved to Pasadena, and she kind of had her stuff together. She went back to this continuation school, kind of college, where it's kind of weird. It's those ITT tech commercials, but my mom would still abuse us, my sister and I, and stuff like that. And actually downstairs from that apartment building, they held a youth group, and actually I attended there for 2 years, and I finally accepted Christ there. So I didn't know what that exactly meant, but I kind of got mentored by one of the youth leaders there named Ann. When we moved to South Pasadena, my sister and I went to South Pasadena High School, and my mom actually got into an accident my sophomore year of high school, and the guy that she was with ejected from the vehicle and he died. So my mom went to jail for a year for that. She got manslaughter. During the time that she was in jail, my sister was graduating high school, and my mom didn't get to attend that graduation. And then for me, high school, I actually didn't think I was going to graduate. My lowest GPA was probably a 0.0. But then eventually when I was staying in foster homes after getting taken away from my mom in sophomore year, I went to a couple foster homes, and I basically lived in like a different home every year of high school. And so I finally got placed in this home my senior year, and it was probably the most stable I've ever been in my whole entire life, and that was when I was 18 years old. So 18 years of not being unstable kind of really left a huge effect on me, and this family, they're a young couple, and they're probably the most that's ever showed me to Christ ever. Living with them, I went from a 0.0 GPA to a 3.8. So I knew I had it in me, just really like trying hard and like not cheating and not caring, and having that stable like home caused me to be able to thrive in school. And so I actually got accepted to the Master's University because of that, and like my story and everything, and just accepting Christ and having him in my life. And so it caused me to be here at the Master's University. It's been really good, and like I've seen like God's like hand just play a huge role in my life. You know, just looking back, I can see actually how God was blessing me through the whole thing, and he provided for me. And people like think I'm crazy. They're like, how can you love God? People say that God's not real. I can't fathom that idea, because I'm like, I know God is real. I mean, look at my life, and here I am today at a university, and I'm able to go here and live here and be able to like thrive here. And God has definitely, if he wherever he wants you, he'll definitely put you and provide your way through it and walk around through it. And he's shown me that throughout my whole life. So yeah.